Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how you draw a perfect shape such as a perfect circle. This is a perfect circle. How can I tell that it is a perfect circle? If I measure the diameter horizontally, it should be equal to the diameter vertically. Is that the case? Let me insert something in this document which will help us realize this. I'm going to insert a kind of a grid. So I'll go to view and then I will say grid lines, and you can see the grid lines have been inserted. Now if you count the number of boxes that we have horizontally, they are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So horizontally there are 12 boxes. How about vertically? Let's start from somewhere around here. You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you can see that from here all the way to here, there are also 12 boxes or 12 squares. So since I've got 12 squares horizontally and 12 squares vertically, then this one is a perfect circle. How did I draw it? Let me take you through the steps of how to do that. So I'll go to a fresh page of Microsoft Word. We are going to use Microsoft Word to do that. So let me go to a fresh page. So here I am at the next page. I've zoomed into this document so that it is large enough for the video. So on this page, I'm going to insert a drawing canvas. So I'll go to insert and on shapes. I go all the way to the bottom and I have a canvas, a new canvas. When that canvas has been inserted, you find that the grid lines sort of like disappear. They have not disappeared because the canvas is not transparent. So I'm going to make the canvas to be transparent. These are the corners of the canvas. This is the bottommost corner. This is the one of the topmost corner on the left, like that. And you can see as soon as we are outside the canvas, the grid lines can be seen. So in this canvas, we are going to go to shape format, then we go to fill, and then we say no fill. As soon as we click no fill, you can see that the corners of the canvas can be seen, and now it is transparent. I can be able to see the grid lines. Probably when you're using Microsoft Word, you may find that yours does not have these grid lines. How do I insert the grid lines on a page in Microsoft Word? You will go to view, the tab written view or named view, and then you will go to the group of tabs named show and check the box on grid lines. Tab, view, group of tabs, show, then check grid lines. Once it is checked, you will see this grid appears. If you want to remove the grid, you just uncheck that particular box there. If you uncheck, you find that the grid lines disappear. If you check it again, they come back. Like I said, I have zoomed in so that these grid lines, they are quite big. Otherwise, when you do it on your computer, you'll find that the grid lines, they are actually very small. But if you use a larger percentage of view, if you zoom in using this zoom, you use a larger percentage, then you're able to make it to be as big as possible. I've made it to be as big as possible for the sake of visibility in the video. So let's go ahead and draw a circle in this space, a circle which is a regular circle. So I'll go to the tab named insert, and then I go to the two shapes over here, click on it, and I will have all these shapes all these shapes. I'm interested in a circle, so I'll click on the one which is oval here, oval. Once I have it, I can come to the center of the canvas or wherever I want to draw the circle, click from one corner of the grid and it will jump to the next corner. That one is a perfect circle. It's a perfect circle. If I want to draw a bigger one, I will right click here, hold and drag to the next corner. Again, I have another perfect circle. Why am I calling it a perfect circle? You can see that the diameter horizontally is equal to the diameter vertically. The diameter horizontally occupies 2 boxes and the diameter vertically occupies 2 boxes. Unlike this one where the diameter horizontally occupies 2 boxes and the diameter vertically occupies just 1 box. Without the grid line, you cannot be able to tell what kind of circle you are drawing. For example, let me copy and paste that one. Just copy and paste it within the grid. And now, remember each one of these is a perfect circle. I can make it to be a little bit bigger, something like that. Let me make it a little bit bigger so that at least the diameter horizontally occupies 4 boxes and here it occupies again 4 boxes. And for the sake of this video, I think it's good that I draw a big circle. A big circle will be much more useful than a small one. Small one. That particular circle is a regular one, is a perfect one because how many boxes does the diameter occupy? I can start from here to measure the radius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, you can see the diameter occupies 12 boxes. Let me find out the radius vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, this is the radius 6. That means the diameter is 12 boxes. And I'm sure this one is a regular or it is a perfect circle. Notice that if it changes slightly, like for example vertically, I make the boxes to be 11. You cannot tell just by looking at it like that whether it is a perfect circle or not, especially when the grid lines are not there. Let me remove the grid lines. The grid lines now are not there. You find that somebody draws a circle like this and thinks that it is a perfect circle. Of course, your diagram will appear to be okay, but remember, if you are to print this, paste it onto a cardboard and then you cut the cardboard, that cardboard will not spin properly via the center. It will not spin properly. So it's important that you learn how to draw a perfect circle. So let me go back to the grid lines and I have my perfect circle there. The next thing is to identify the center of this circle. I will draw the 2 diameters. So I'll go to insert and then on shapes. I will get the double headed arrow. It's right here, and I will draw from this point all the way to that point. Probably the line that I've just drawn is not visible because it may be too light, so I'm going to increase the weight of that particular line to that much, and even change the shape of the arrows to be arrows which are just simple, like this one, for example, like that. So I've drawn the diameter horizontally. I'm going to copy and paste that line so that the other one starts from this point here and ends at this point. Notice that when I am drawing this using Microsoft Word, and when the grid is there, these lines, they jump to certain corners. They just jump to the corners of the grid that you're using. It cannot go to anywhere, maybe at the center or something like that. It will always jump to a corner of that particular grid. This is not the same when you are drawing without the grid. If you draw without the grid, this arrow may not be able to jump to the corners of whatever grid there is, because first of all, you do not have a grid. So again, I want to test whether this circle is a perfect one. If I were to spin this circle, it should spin about this particular point. How do I do that? I'm going to group all these arrows. So I select the circle and the arrows like that. And then I'll go to shape format. Then on the right hand side, I'll go to group, click on that arrow, and then say group. So that one is a single shape. So I want to spin this shape. Is it going to spin about this point? In order to test that, I need to use PowerPoint. And let's go to PowerPoint and see what happens. And here we are. I have a blank slide. So I'm going to copy that shape from Microsoft Word. So I go back to Microsoft Word. I copy this shape just exactly as it is. So I've copied it. I'll go to PowerPoint page and then paste it inside here. Control V, and there I have it. And you can see the moment I paste it here, it will acquire the actual shape. Because we don't want to change its shape at this particular point, we will go to animation, because we have already selected the shape. We go to animation, and then we will look for the animation where we want to spin this particular shape, right? So let me look for that. Click on this arrow that shows more of these animations, and then I'm going to center on spin. This is spin, so I'm going to click on it, and you see that it actually spins about that particular point. Let me activate the animation pane. Here we are on animation pane. I'm going to change the timing of the animation to make it like 5 seconds. 5 seconds like that, so that it spins slowly. And when I put my cursor there, you can see that it is spinning about that particular point. Let's play it again, and there you have it. It's spinning about the center, and that is proof that the point of intersection of these lines is the center of that particular circle. Remember, each and every time you want to prove that the diagram you've drawn and identified the center, one of the methods you can use to prove that that point that you have identified is the center of that particular object, specifically the center of gravity, or what we refer to as the center of mass, just copy that diagram, put it to PowerPoint, apply the animation. The type of animation you use is called a spin, and then spin that object. Then find out if it's going to spin about that particular point. And if it spins about that particular point, then it's proof that that is the center of that shape. And that is all that I had for you today in this video. If you have a shape that you would like me to help you to draw and identify its center, you can post that in the comments below, and I'll be happy to show you how that is done. See you in the next video.